Hey everyone, Gaijin Goomba here. With Valentine's Day fresh in our thoughts, I figured this would be a good opportunity to talk about relationships. More specifically, synthetic relationships. Yes friends, it's another Dating Sims video. Though unlike the first time I covered this topic on this channel, I want to play devil's advocate and explain why, perhaps under the cultural context in which it exists, dating sims aren't actually as bad as we make them out to be. Sure, there are still some games that are incredibly offensive and perverse to an extent that even I would worry, but let's pull back a little and look at the full situation at hand. Now consider this. Nintendo has distributed on the DS and 3DS arguably Japan's most popular dating sim, Love Plus. Oftentimes we in the West associate dating sims and sexuality as hand in glove when it comes to its associated gameplay. But if dating sims are all about weird perverted relationships like so many people claim, how in the world would Nintendo, the most squeaky clean, family-friendly gaming company in the world, allow for such a game to be associated with them? The answer is rather simple. It doesn't. Love Plus focuses heavily on the player's relationships with the three other women of the game. It's about relationship building and very little about sexual encounters. In fact, the furthest the game goes is very generalized kissing by tapping the gamepad. I said it in my other video and I'll say it here. That's adorable. Now let's take a look at the game that I so harshly criticized in my previous video about this subject matter, 3D Custom Girl. Yes, my friends, I did shell out the money to have this game imported, extra, peripheral, and all. I went in curious just to see how base and physical these kinds of games have become, and you know what? I was totally blown away. It's a mighty small detail, but it makes all the difference in the world. Let me show you the introduction and exit of the game. Still don't know what I mean? Let's translate what she says. This floored me when I saw this. Now let me explain. While yes, it is possible to give your girl a really big rack, it doesn't really get to the level of insane fetish that I've seen in other products of Japan. Even more so, the rest of the body sliders don't change as much of the body of the woman as one might think. And trust me, there are lots of different ways this game could have gone to appeal to a multitude of fetishistic crowds, but it didn't. Instead, customization of this game comes in the form of all the different clothes, accessories, and hairstyles, which are things that are totally feasible in the real world. Combine that with the intro and exit of the obvious digital girl who is ecstatic to see you and is incredibly depressed when you leave, I realized something. Dating sims, even ecchi games, are not just some cheap physical thrill. More often than not, they really